A few years ago, I sat through something that people might call extreme roadmap planning, and it was huge. It was a complete 2 hour planning session where everyone debated every single line of a shiny new roadmap. And by the end, we had a color coded masterpiece. Features neatly slotted by quarter, dependencies tracked, and timelines all locked in, ready to go, locked and loaded. Leadership applauded. Stakeholders smiled. The document looked flawless. But here's the truth nobody admitted out loud. We were all worshiping a roadmap and not paying attention to the problem. 3 months later, half of the features had shifted from quarter to quarter. Priorities had changed. Our masterpiece was quietly outdated. What remained, though, was the illusion that the roadmap had ever been a contract that we could deliver against. This is why it's time to stop treating roadmaps as the holy grail and start treating them as a living conversation about our vision, our strategy, our outcomes, and where our trust lies. If you can nail those things, you're going to be in good shape. So, when we start talking about roadmaps, I wanted to point out a few things that if I were an attorney, this would be me building my case against using roadmaps the way that we do. So, here we go. Number one, they create a false sense of certainty. According to a 2022 study, it was a survey, I want to say it was done by Pendo, they said 67% of product managers said that their roadmap changed significantly within the first 6 months. In volatile markets, promising a fixed set of features over years, like promising sunny weather every Monday, it just doesn't make sense. How about this? They bias teams towards outputs and not outcomes. Traditional roadmap says we're going to deliver A in Q3 and B in QC. But customers don't care about a specific feature. They care about when their problem gets resolved. Obsessing over output leads to shipping features rather than things that create proper impact. So we need to look at outcomes and impact as opposed to just output related things. Roadmaps also, in many ways, are becoming political artifacts. Roadmaps often morph into negotiation tables with stakeholders. The my feature versus your feature instead of a strategic tool. They become a battleground for influence and for team building and kingdom building. And that's not where you want to be. Now, before you throw your roadmap in the trash, let's be real. Roadmaps exist for a reason. They came around because somebody had some good idea. So let's talk about what the good is in roadmaps. One is definitely stakeholder alignment. Imagine telling your sales team, we just don't do roadmaps. Panic ensues, sales need a story for their customers, and leadership needs visibility for budgets. A roadmap provides a shared context, even if it's quite imperfect. How about a prioritization signal? A roadmap is less about what will happen and more about what matters right now. It gives the teams the North Star and shields them from distractions so that they can start doing the right thing. And of course, it helps with trust building. Externally, investors and customers see roadmaps as intent. Even if details shift, sharing direction builds confidence that you're not just trying to wing it, that you're doing the right thing. So if you start figuring out what you could do to fix roadmaps to make them better, you may land on something that I call an outcome-based roadmap. The real problem isn't the roadmap itself. The problem is how we utilize the information on the roadmap. Instead of feature lists, modern product teams like Atlassian, Spotify, Airbnb, Amazon, they're moving towards more outcome-based roadmaps. Instead of Q2, launch dark mode, they would write Q2, improve mobile engagement by 15%. When you can start getting to objectives and key results and key performance indicators, OKRs and PKIs, that's when you're going to see, did I say PKIs? KPIs. That's when you're going to start seeing change. That's when you're going to start seeing things work. Features become hypotheses to reach outcomes, not premises carved in stone. That's what you need. So if you're looking at this, you need to look at this more from a storytelling perspective. When Airbnb shifted from a feature roadmap to an outcome-based roadmap, they didn't say we'll build filter X by June. Instead, they framed their goal as let's make it easier for families to find kid-friendly homes. That shift empowered the teams to test multiple solutions, Better filters, host verification, even bundled recommendations worked. The original feature didn't survive, but a big part of the outcome did, and family bookings grew astronomically as a result. So roadmaps aren't necessarily a waste of time, but they kind of are. They're a waste of time if your roadmap is a rigid list of features that's masquerading as a contract of things that you're going to do. They're not a waste of time if your roadmap is a flexible narrative that aligns the team around the outcomes and figuring out what you're trying to do. The best roadmaps today are not calendars of features. They're storytelling artifacts, communicating vision, direction, impact, all the things that are important. A roadmap should be less like a train timetable and more like a travel itinerary. You know the destination, you know a few key stops along the way, but you leave room in the map for detours, discoveries, and adjustments along the way. Some of the best family vacations I've ever been on have been times where we had a plan and we went out to do something and then we saw something that was just so cool. So we deviated from the plan. And even if we missed the original plan, man, the adventure was worth it. 90% of the cases, the adventure was awesome. And I don't call that a waste of time. I call that really effective product management and a really iterative way to approach the things that you're doing. That's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care. Bye now.